Hey there crafters, it's Louise with you and welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting. I hope that you will pop over and hit that little subscribe button so that you can see all future videos from me. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, if you like this video, please leave it a little thumbs up. So today's art journal inspiration actually came about as I was perusing Instagram. So I often follow artists or see artists that are doing all different kinds of mediums and types of art, and you never know when inspiration is going to strike. I saw this artist who, and I apologize, I can't remember who it was just something I scrolled past, and the artist used a great big giant canvas and then filled it up with little squares in all kinds of different colors and patterns and shapes, and I wanted to recreate this in my art journal. So this is an idea that I got from scrolling on Instagram. So hopefully you'll pop over and have a look around because you never know what you might find. Now I have got these Kaiser colors out on my desk at the moment because I was doing acrylic paints for a different art project, and I decided that I was just going to use them. They've been in my stash for years and years when they were popular, and they haven't had a lot of use. So it was time to actually get them onto a page and to really start to get something put together. So you can see what I've done to measure my background is measure the length and the width and then split it so that I could have even squares. And it was just lucky that the size meant that I could have these 2 by 2 inch squares. And as you can see, I'm painting them all in the same sort of cool color palette with the blues and the greens and the teals and the different shades. So at this point, this is, you know, you don't need to get too particular about being in the squares. As long as you can see that there's that sort of square theme going on and there's acrylic paint all over the background, that's where we're going to start and build from there. So I have quite a bit of trouble with my mixed media backgrounds in that I often make my nicest layer first, and it's really hard for me to cover that up. But I'm trying to get better at it. I'm working on it and making sure that I'm not using up all the good backgrounds first. Now, I recently splashed out and purchased some new art journal products, which I don't often do. I try to use up what's in my stash because I'm part of me getting a bigger stash than I have time to actually use. But I got some of these tissue, which I see Art Journal Love use a lot of on YouTube. So if you haven't followed her, see the link below. Lots of great art journal inspiration, which I refer to when I'm having a bit of a flat moment with my art journaling. So definitely pop over and check out the creations there. And she uses a lot of tissue paper in her backgrounds, and I'm always fascinated that tissue paper has this great, way to blend in. So I'm using some matte medium and just painting it on, and then you paint over the tissue paper and that kind of seals it and adheres it as well. Once I let that dry and I'm happy with that background, it's time to add something into some more of those squares. So you can see that I haven't filled up all those squares with tissue paper. I'm doing them sort of randomly, but trying to keep them on each line. I'm going to then add some stamping, and it's at this point where I sort of think, okay, let's highlight these squares a little bit more, and I'm going to do that by using a paint pen and just going around the outline. So again, these didn't have to be neat. I guess you could do it with a ruler if you really wanted to, but for me, I didn't want to have to worry about being super neat. I just wanted it to be completely obvious that they were squares, and you could see that as well. So now that I'm happy with how my squares are looking, I'm going to start to add some elements in the squares, and I'm going to start with a little bit of stenciling. I'm also going to freehand paint some hearts in them as well. I'm going to use some older elements from my art journaling stash, things that I bought years ago that really haven't seen much life because I haven't been doing a lot of art journaling, but it's time to clear the way and try to get some stuff into albums so that I can finish this 2022 album. But I'm running out of months and I haven't even started on 2023 yet. I think I will perpetually be behind in terms of my art journaling. One day I may have some more time, but it's not at the moment. So as you can see, a little bit of stamping, and I'm using a contrasting colour to go over that background. Again, when I watch videos from Art Journal Love, she does this really well, manages to combine colours and overlap and create some really fabulous layers. So that's what I'm sort of trying to mimic here in this sort of patchwork art journal page. Okay, so to finish off this page, I'm simply going to use this older pull apart booklet from Art by Marlene, and these are sort of the odds and ends things that I probably wouldn't use on an art journal normally. I sort of struggle a little bit with the abstract, but I'm determined to use up my stash, and so I'm going to pop a little bits and pieces here and there, and then I'm going to call this layout done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please make sure that you subscribe.